Oh, yeah. Guess what? It's Tuesday. Let's talk about it.
Nice. Let's go, baby. One
Dude,
fucking game to go.
One game to go. Is the NFL scripted?
Man.
Oh, no, because the Chiefs got away with some shit in that game.
Yeah, they did. And they were immediately ready to...
Some egregious pass interference non-calls. And I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. That's where that's coming from.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. Did they want... I feel like if it was scripted, though, they would have put the Chiefs and Taylor Swift with Detroit and Eminem in the Super Bowl. Like, that would have made more sense.
No, this is why. And the only reason, and as much as the America can root for LA all they want, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, as much as the America can root for Detroit as much as they want, the LA market, or I'm sorry, the San Fran market is still just so huge, bro. Like, as much as like they just encompass so many football fans, I just feel like in a lot of ways, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, the small market team nowadays, I feel like is a lot different than it used to be. Like, I don't think it's like that matters as much anymore. But just the pool that San Francisco has in the NFL and just the history there, they knew what they were doing. I don't know if it's actually scripted or not, but honestly, the script would still make sense in my head that they put San Fran in their Bay Area, big market against, Taylor Swift and the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, who they've just historically always have been a pretty decent franchise, and now they just elevated.
So I saw a stat that came out before we talk about what our pick for the game is. I saw a stat that came out that said there have been 3 teams that have faced each other 2 times in the Super Bowl within a 5-year spread in the history of the NFL.
There's been how many? I'm sorry,
There's been 3 teams who have faced each other 2 times in a 5-year span in the Super Bowl.
Okay, and those teams are?
It was the Patriots. It was Kansas City. So I think it would have been Patriots, Giants, maybe.
Yeah, because they've seen each other twice. That makes sense. And then maybe.
And then it was San Fran, Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't remember the last pair.
Yeah, I want to say it was like St. Louis Rams and somebody before they switched, but. But they said the team that won the first game won the second game. Every time they've played so far. So statistically speaking,
I think a lot of that's in their favor. It's Kansas City's favor as far as like it's a kind of an obscure one, but it's still interesting. I still like it.
So I'm looking at this game from a betting standpoint rather than a homer standpoint. And that makes it tough. Because
I agree. Because
you don't bet on Patty Mahomes as an underdog, bro. Like, he's just proven everybody wrong game after game.
Oh, you saying don't bet against him? Okay.
Yeah, like put Patrick Mahomes as an underdog, and he's proven you wrong every single time.
No, it's a good point.
But trying to put team against team.
Yeah.
San Francisco did not show up again last week.
Mm-hmm.
They were down 17 against the Lions. They should have lost that game.
Yeah. In all regard, in every facet of the game, that first half,
Jared Goff threw it away. Is it just Jared Goff? I don't think so. I think it's Dan Campbell as well. But
no, well, Goff made some mistakes. It was a really weird sequence of events though, because you get the Gibbs fumble, right?
Yeah.
And right off the back of them already scoring,
yep.
And then boom, they scored.
And then, in my opinion, their clock management at the end of the game, you kick it in field goal range, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
Instead of going for it. That way you have your 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All you have to do is stop them from getting a first down. Then you get the ball back with approximately 47 seconds left. You have the drive the length of the field for a tutty, which I think is way more doable than trying to drive it down there.
I know what you're saying. So instead of, you're saying at the end of the game, they should have, even when they were down 10 with like when they got the ball back, they should have kicked the field goal sooner and then tried to punt it away and get the ball back. That's interesting too. I thought that was a little bit of a that was a bit of a mismanagement, but they had a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes earlier though when because they were down 3. It was 27-24 before San Francisco got the ball back. Before they went up 10, they could have kicked the field goal there. Now, here's the kicker. Josh Reynolds drops the fucking ball that hit him dead in the hands. Yeah, flat out hit him in the hands. Yep. And that's why I blame Goff, but then I don't want to blame Goff because it's like I seen a few times he got let down by his receivers. Josh Reynolds absolutely disappeared in this game. And I have loved Josh Reynolds all season. I haven't watched every single Lions game, but I've watched a fair amount. And he's usually pretty solid, man. He's honestly been like he's been the unsung hero in a lot of ways. Like, you had Armon St. Brown before the season began. You knew what he was. That's the best slot receiver in football, period. I mean, you could argue Cooper Kupp, but I don't think so. Not anymore. Sam Laporta came along as probably, he's not even probably, he is the best rookie tight end in a long time, actually. And
I would agree.
And then J-Mo was the guy that they were thinking was going to be their third option. And he wasn't really. It was really Josh Reynolds. And J-Mo had a play that I was like impressed by in his game, and he had some plays throughout the season that I've been impressed by. But overall, Josh Reynolds was really their guy, and he just showed up. He just didn't show up, man. He's alligator hands for sure. He kind of collapsed, and I don't think a lot of people were talking about that, but he definitely collapsed. Kendall Vildor, I fucking love that guy. That's probably one of my favorite non-Bengals in the NFL. Like, I've loved him since he was in the...
How you gonna let a ball bounce off your face?
Bro, it's just... And it's one of those things where it's like, I get it, though, because it's just really bad. It's probably just bad luck, bro. Like, I don't even know. I don't blame him. But then again, like, bro, you got to make the play. Like, swat that bitch away. Something.
You hear what the receiver said after the game?
He said that was divine.
I had a ladybug laying on my shoe. I knew I was going to make that catch. Come on, man.
Brandon Ayuk goofy, bro. I actually haven't seen a whole lot of Brandon Ayuk interviews, so I was kind of intrigued by his personality. A lot different than what I thought he was going to be like, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he was pretty funny after the game.
Yes.
So I'm looking at injuries currently. All-Pro guard Joe Thuney inactive against Baltimore due to a pec injury. It came out on McAfee yesterday that it was a torn pectoral muscle.
Oh, Thuney might be.
Thuney was a torn pec muscle, not just a strain.
Oh, so he's not playing.
In the AFC title game, Nick Allegretti took over his snaps and was the team's highest graded pass blocker on PFF. So that says a lot for Nick Allegretti. So our backup is just as good as our starter, which is good there.
That's good news. So Allegretti's
Willie Gay was a late scratch on Sunday afternoon to his neck injury.
Okay.
He's a game time decision. Kadarius Toney hasn't played since week 15 due to an ankle and hip injury, but Toney claims he's not injured, and they were just made up on his Instagram live broadcast after being ruled out on Sunday.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time that Toney has claimed his health hasn't been falsified. He made similar claims when he was with the New York Giants shortly before being traded to Kansas City. What? According to the Chiefs, Toney was held out of this game due to personal reasons following the birth of his daughter on Saturday.
What? He's like,
Andy Reid refuted Toney's claims on Monday and said the team expects him to be on the practice field when they reconvene on Thursday.
So he's going to let him practice. Injury reports regarding Kadarius Toney said the wide receiver claimed in a profanity-filled Instagram live post attributed to him. He's been on the injury report, so that part is not made up by any means, Reid said on his post. Toney said he doesn't have the hip and ankle injuries the Chiefs have recently listed for Toney on their weekly injury reports. I'm not hurt, Toney said. None of that. Toney hasn't played since week 15. You just reported that. This is just such a curious case, bro. This could cost, they said teams and coaches can be fined by NFL for issuing inaccurate or misleading injury reports in December. For injury reports. In December, the Atlanta Falcons coach Artie Smith was fined $25,000 and the team $75,000 for failing to disclose the running.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Who knows? I don't know. Like maybe I don't know if that's just a way of they getting him off the fucking roster because they don't plan on using him.
They don't want to pay him for his fucking brick hands.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal.
Crusty dusties. Like
Boy, get your shit together, bro. You ain't
For
catch a
real.
football, you be playing, bro. They would be lying about your injuries if you could catch some.
Yep.
Goofy ass.
Charles Omenihu, defensive end, suffered a torn ACL in the championship game and won't get to face his former team in the Super Bowl. He finished third on the Chiefs in sacks despite serving a 6-game suspension to start the season. George Karlaftis and Mike Dana combined for 9 quarterback pressures in the win over the Ravens. They will fill in for Omenihu and any injuries at linebacker.
No, Karlaftis is a monster, bro. And you said that he's been a beast, bro, and I didn't really realize how good he actually has been. He was a problem for the Ravens, that's for sure.
Jerick McKinnon is eligible for return, and so is Sky Moore. Don't know if they will or not, but that's a potential.
Yeah, more unique weapons, right? More weapons.
George Kittle emerged as the championship game with a toe injury, but is considered day-to-day at this point. His backup is Charles Warner, who caught 3 passes for 32 yards this season. Ambry Thomas is also considered day-to-day after picking up an ankle injury in the championship game. Thomas was ruled out after playing 37 snaps, was replaced by Lenore. Kittle is day-to-day. Lenore would slide to the outside with Logan Ryan filling in as the slot cornerback. Christian McCaffrey could be injured after that big hit he took in the final carry on Sunday's game.
Oh, I forgot about the
He's
neck.
considered healthy by the team and isn't dealing with a head or shoulder injury.
Oh, like you're hiding him a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they're hiding that. That'll come out for sure. So, I mean, again, the Niners did not show up. And I'm not saying the Chiefs showed up in full force. And I think the Chiefs were helped out by the refs for a few plays. But I think the Chiefs win this again. I think that we're going to lock down Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put Snead's going on Ayuk, and he'll follow him all game.
Yeah.
Snead's had 1 touchdown thrown on him all season, and that was in the wild card game.
That was, what was it? Was it the Travis? Well, who called it? I said Travis Kelce. Jesus.
I can't remember who they had.
Who he scored on them?
Who they played in the wild card game.
I'm trying to remember too, but who scored? I'm trying to think because I remember watching the fucking play. It was like the first one. Like Tony fucking Romo was talking about it too, right as it happened. Anyways, yeah.
Or they put him on Kittle. And they're gonna semi-spy Purdy, but they're not gonna spy him like they did Lamar.
No.
Like Willie Gay was supposed to be just a spy for Lamar, and they basically put Chanel in there as a spy. And Chanel likes to over pursue a little bit, which got us in trouble on a couple of different runs.
Got it.
But if he does his job, and you know who they need to put as a spy, in my opinion, is Drew Tranquil.
Tranquil's
that kid. He can fly sideline to sideline. He doesn't have to worry about dropping back in coverage.
Yeah.
He can spy Purdy. He can sit in the middle. Take that inside slant away from George Kittle.
Yeah, he's gonna I think they're definitely gonna take that little run away from Purdy because he did that a lot against Detroit, and they're not gonna let him get that.
But please, Kansas City, do not put Nick Bolton on George Kittle.
Yeah,
Kittle will eat that linebacker alive.
Yeah, honestly,
Bolton is a disgusting linebacker, amazing. But you can't put him against basically a wide receiver.
Yeah,
that's like putting Bolton against Kelsey. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, coverage is not his strong suit for sure.
So. And that's where when the Chiefs played against the Patriots in I want to say it was the divisional round a few years ago.
Yeah.
No. Was it No, it was against Tampa Bay.
Gotcha.
Gronk ended up tearing Sorensen apart and one of our middle linebackers just by sitting in the zone.
Oh, you're talking about the Super Bowl that they lost.
And just destroyed us right there. And because we kept putting a linebacker on Gronk, and it's like he might as well be a wide receiver.
Kittle's very similar in the sense of like he's got it, bro. Like he's
100%. He's going to be dealing with that toe injury, which is going to suck. But it's going to come down to him versus Kelsey in this game.
PFF has Trent McDuffie, the number 4 corner.
Trequan Duffy is solid.
I think it's because his pass rush grade is really good though. That's like the number one thing. But his coverage is top.
100%.
His coverage is top 10 in the league, bro. And his run defense is like top 25. I mean, he's number 27 according to them. And
his rush defense is crazy. They send that man on so many blitzes. It's so fun to watch Steve Spagnuolo see it and see where the guy's coming from.
Yeah, Snead. They still have Snead. Like he's top 20 coverage. They grade different than Joshua Williams is still a high coverage.
Snead should be top 3 easy.
This is the thing though. He might be, but sometimes they he might. This is the thing about PFF. Sometimes he might be getting negatively graded for really heavily on so bad plays might be graded very heavily against him. Like he might not give up a lot, in coverage, but when he does make a mistake, it's one of those, it's a bad mistake. It's potential. I don't know why. I'd have to actually ask them, you know what I mean? Like what it is exactly. But, he could very well be considered still, I think, a top tier corner in their opinion, but the grade sometimes will look different than what, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely graded players that are there's a ton of players that are graded higher than they really are or lower than they should be, just based off of recency bias or different little things. But I mean, all your guys' corners are solid. Jones is a monster in the middle, of course. Karlaftis, I think, is outplaying what anyone thought he was for edge wise.
Right.
He's not a super twitchy pass rusher, but he be getting there. I don't know.
Does. He is a good complement to the opposite side of Chris Jones. Because Chris Jones will push a lot of sacks his way.
Yeah. And
that's what he did last week. He pushed Lamar into him twice.
It's
bad. And Lamar escaped a couple. Oh my gosh.
That might be. Oh, dude, he did some Houdini shit to you guys. I mean, dude, the man fucking caught his own ball. He literally.
That was dumb.
That shit was.
Oh my god.
That shit was wild.
Was in Reed's hands too. Reed was gonna pick that shit, and he's like, nope.
And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, he got let down by his receivers too, more than anybody.
I would agree.
I'm not a Baltimore fan at all, but he tossed a couple that one, obviously the one to Zay. Then when he threw the one to Zay, and even the one he did hit to Zay early in the game, Zay got a 15-yard penalty for taunting, and I think they got moved back. They only ended up getting a field goal out of it. I don't remember.
And then he busts his hand and has to get stitches after the game.
Did he?
Yeah, he got so pissed off, he slammed his helmet and it started hitting his hands on the bench. And one of the times he hit his hand on the bench, he split his finger open.
Damn it. I love that kid, but he's going to have to fucking get his emotions in check.
Yeah.
I liked him since the fucking the draft process. And I can't, I'm a fan of football. So I as much as I say I hate the Ravens, at the same time I love that, watching them too. That should have been a fun group to watch all year. Odell, Zay Flowers,
watching
Lamar.
Ray Lewis come out pregame.
Yeah.
And was that
Ed
Reed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to watch them fire up the crowd, that's why I watch football.
Yeah.
For moments like that.
For sure. But Chiefs got them done, man. The Chiefs are just doing what they do, man.
I'm picking the underdog for the third week in a row. I'm sticking with my Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey.
I think if we get up 17, we might throw it away just like the Lions did because we've done it before. But as long as here are the two things, I think we win the Super Bowl. We get up by 2 scores, 10 points or more. Andy Reid cannot take his foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Steve Spagnuolo cannot stop blitzing.
Yeah, bro. That's a brilliant defensive coordinator.
But they tend to go cover 3, zone, spy.
Late
when they're up 2 scores and get picked apart. And the next thing you know, they just scored a touchdown. They're only down 3 with 3 minutes left. Up 3 and out. There's 2 minutes and 47 seconds left, right? Stuff like this happens, but I think Andy Reid's been known to pull his foot off the gas pedal in a couple of games. And I think he just needs to go pedal to the metal and continue to go down as one of the best coaches to ever do it.
So I like that pick. I definitely, the Chiefs pick is good. I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers roster right now, and they literally are like, there's not a lot. Everyone has been wondering like, who's the juggernaut, who's the best team in the league? Is it Baltimore? Is it the 49ers lost to Baltimore? Blah blah blah. Bro, the San Francisco 49ers, I'm sorry, have an insane roster, like top to
Dude, their offense is disgusting.
Bottom. It's gross, bro.
If we can't stop the run, which we have been shitty for most of the season, but the last 2 weeks specifically, we have not been able to really stop the run. If CMC can get going, we're fucked.
Look, listen, according to PFF, we're going to just say they have the number 6 quarterback in the league. They have the number 1 tight end in the league. They have the number 2 left tackle in the league. They have the number 2
Trent Williams.
Yep. They have the number 2 best receiver in the league. They have the number 2 best running back in the league. And they have the 13th best receiver in the league as well to go along with it.
Jennings?
Yeah. Samuel. Debo Samuel's 13. That's probably only 13 because he's been banged up.
Yep.
And then they have the 5th best rated right guard in the league as well. Now, the rest of their offensive line is pretty average. No, their center, take it back. Your center is also 18th, but that's pretty low, so I'm not going to really go there. But they have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to say 5 players in the top 5 in their positions on offense. Or 6, I'm sorry. Defensively, just for the shits and giggles of it, they have the number 2 defensive end in the league. They have the number 1 linebacker in the league. They have the number 6 corner in the league in Travarius Ward. And then they also have
Travarius Ward, who used to play for Kansas City and was a shit corner in Kansas City, and somehow fucking turned him into gold.
I remember San
him. Fran.
He's a monster. And then after that, a little slows down on defense. Demondre Lenore is number 2, is their slot corner, number 20. He's number 29th at his position.
And Lenore may not go. He's injured.
Is he banged up? Okay. And then you got Chase Young, who's the number 40 defensive end.
And they're talking about benching Chase Young.
He hasn't been playing that well. There's another guy behind him that probably is right there with him. And then Eric Armstead is the 18th defensive tackle in the league too. That's another one. So like just studs everywhere. But I'm picking Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I could easily see the Niners winning this game. I don't think either team gets out to. I don't think the Niners go up. What was it, 10 or whatever at the half, 17 at the half. We had to come back and win that game. The first Super Bowl we played.
I don't remember
the first Super Bowl against them we played.
Yeah, not last year, but against San Fran, the first Super Bowl. Yeah. You guys definitely went down.
I don't foresee anybody going down and coming back to win.
Yeah,
down big.
Right. I agree with that.
One good defensive stop, and it might come down to who gets the ball first, right?
Or who gets it.
If Kansas City gets the ball at half and kicks off and makes one defensive stop in the first half, like that could be game. That's how close this game could be.
Now, the one thing that I will say, the one time you guys lost the Super Bowl, I want to say the one time, because I don't think he's only lost one, right?
He lost to Brady and Tampa.
Yep. And if you remember that Super Bowl, the thing that you remember, the thing that I remember from that Super Bowl was Patrick Mahomes running around for his life. Now, they corrected that the very next season because that's when they went out and spent all that money on Tooney and Humphrey, Taylor. Although they let fucking
we drafted Humphrey.
But... Oh, I'm sorry. Taylor was the other big free agency, and they did they sign Orlando Brown back that because they had him still up until last season. So I feel like they retained Orlando Brown or maybe brought him from outside.
Still had him, I think.
Okay, but anyways, they kind of fixed that offensive line in a lot of ways. But that offensive line is, it could hold up, and I assume it probably will. But absolutely, Nick Bosa is going to give Taylor some problems. And
1,000,000%. Taylor's gonna get 3 penalties this game.
Yeah, I think Kelsey's gonna have to chip a lot, or Pacheco, whoever.
And is Pacheco in the same league as C-Mac?
when it comes to just like, are you talking about when it comes
overall?
Yeah, well, nah. I mean, I don't know. Pacheco be running. That man's a dog, though. I mean, McCaffrey different.
McCaffrey can run and catch. I don't think Pacheco's as strong of a receiving back.
No, I think McCaffrey's one of one, man. Like he's probably the best running back that's came through the league in the last probably 10 years in a lot of ways. But it's just we really never got a full season of it until this year. This was the first time you got to see it on display. You're like, and he's in like his 8th or 9th year, which is kind of sucks because he had a lot of. I mean,
because this is his first season with the Niners, right?
Yeah, he got traded or no?
So
did he
get
get
his second?
This is his second. Did he get traded in the middle of the season last year?
Yeah, that's right. So in his first full season, he already holds a franchise record for most rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and didn't he tie the record for the most rushing touchdowns in a season too?
Mm-hmm.
Was it in 17 games though? Because there's a little bit of, I ain't gonna say, I'm not saying there's an
I didn't look at that.
I'm not saying there's an asterisk next to it, but at the same time though, the records are changing now. All like season long records are like after 2020 to me at least. Or after two. Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in, like, someone told me like don't put an asterisk next to it because it's just like it makes it kind of convoluted and stupid. But I think it's different for sure. It's definitely different now. Like there's just no way around it. Like the rookie receiving records and all those records are different. Like
all the records with an extra game is huge.
Yeah, 100%. But I still give him his credit.
Because I mean, one game could literally mean the difference of, for a receiver, up to 200 yards.
Yep. 2-3 sacks for a DN. You know, or we can even go on. Actually, we can even go on the high end. It could be 6. You know what I'm saying? On like some Khalil Mack shit.
Yeah, 1 to 4 touchdowns.
Yep. For some players, yep, for sure. I mean,
let's talk about Kelsey in the last Super Bowl. He had 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for like 4 yards.
Really? That fucking That's an insane stat.
Yeah, it was 2 targets, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and it was literally like 3-4 yards. What do you think about the Pro Bowl? How do you think that you're gonna like
the flag football shit?
Football.
I'm excited about it actually, man.
I think I don't know. I think some of them might show out and show off, but I still think.
Hold your breath.
I don't know.
Did you want like an original? Like you want like an old school game?
Listen, I'm from the Sean Springs era, who likes to light up quarterbacks and fucking punters.
Oh, you're talking about fucking Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, bro. No, me too. Me too. I missed that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I will watch that all day, every day.
I am too, but I'm excited for the flag football thing, though, man. Cause like it's gonna be sweet. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's gonna be sweet, bro. I think like.
No, I think it'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, the Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase in a flag football game thing just has me excited. Tyreek Hill, bro. Are you kidding me? He about to be slippery, bro.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, they gonna be struggling with Tyreek Hill for sure, bro. He's MVP already.